Hi everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name's Lizzie and today I have a little mini sew and tell for you. So I've just got two garments to tell you about today because my new kind of motto in my sewing life is quality over quantity, so I'm slowing it down like very purposefully. But the first thing I will tell you about is well, actually this did turn out to be quite a quick and simple make because this that I'm wearing now is a refashion. So back, I think probably must have been last summer, I made a simple sew cocoon dress. I'll shuffle over so I can put some pictures in here. I made the simple sew cocoon dress out of this lovely cotton linen blend from Doughty's. This fabric was actually a gift and so was the sewing pattern because I made this make for the Simple Sew blog at the time. And at the time I really liked it, I was really pleased with it. I did get some wear out of it that summer, but actually I think the fabric is relatively heavy for a dress that kind of covered me so much. So actually on a really hot summer day it was too hot and I just felt a little bit smothered by it. I used to cinch it in with a little belt, but I ended up just not getting as much wear out of it as I had hoped. And I'm all about trying to maximise the amount of wear I actually get out of my sewing makes, because what's the point in spending all this time and effort to make things that just hang in the wardrobe? So I thought to myself, well, how can I make this into a more wearable garment? I decided that I would chop the dress into a top. Now, what it has ended up looking like, I'm a bit close and my bed's in the way, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to show you without just putting pictures in. But I basically made it into a little cropped ruffled top and I think it's really cute and I hope that I will get a lot more wear out of it now. It was really quick and easy to do. I actually did this in one evening and I essentially got the dress, put it on, I roughly worked out where I wanted it to hit me on my waist and kind of took account of a 1.5 cm seam allowance, and I chopped the excess off. And then I had the excess piece and I divided that into three. So if this is my excess piece, I divided it into 3 equal strips and I sewed all those strips together. So I had one like giant long strip, did some rows of gathered stitches along the top, gathered it all up to make sure I kind of had enough. And I did end up using all of those strips. I thought I might not need all of that, but I wanted my nice like full gathers, and gathered it all up and attached it to the top. I then used a rolled hem foot to do a nice neat narrow hem because I didn't want to take too much length off of it, and voila, Bob's your uncle. And yeah, I just think I'm going to get a huge amount more wear out of it now that it's a top because it's not weather dependent. For me, when it was a cocoon dress, it wasn't the type of dress, like being this nice sort of cottony linen fabric, I personally wouldn't want to wear it with like thick black tights. I don't know, for me it felt more, I did try that a few times, but for me it did very much feel more like a summer dress. But for me to get my legs out in the summer, it's got to be like 25 degrees plus. So it doesn't happen very often, and I think now that it's a top, yes, I can wear it with skirts and shorts and stuff when it is really hot, but I can also wear it with jeans. I can put like a cardigan and jacket, whatever, over the top. So I just think it's going to get so much more wear, and I like that having it like the ruffles starting at sort of a cropped length mean that it gives the illusion that my legs are a bit longer. I'm really quite inspired. I'm going to try and maybe make something similar but like more of a tunic length so it totally covers my bum. Yeah, successful refashion. Next I'm going to tell you about a much more involved make that I really took my time over and it took me a long time to finish. And it's this. So this is a really special fabric that I bought quite a while ago from the new craft house. It's an ex-designer like jacquard fabric, and I've just been really waiting for inspiration to strike to work out what I wanted to make with it. I knew that I wanted to make like an occasion dress out of it, so a special occasion dress that I would wear to say weddings or whatever. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure I chose the right pattern, and I was really inspired after going to the By Hand London Elisa Lex bodice fitting masterclass at the new craft house a few weeks ago. So I spoke all about that in my last video, so if you haven't heard me talk about that and you're interested, go check out my previous video. But yeah, it really inspired me to make the Elisa Lex dress. Now this is the As you can see, it's the version with full sleeves, so there's like a short sleeve version, a long sleeve version, and also a sleeveless version that has a nice like dipped V at the back. But I kind of decided that I wanted to make something that would be quite warm and I could potentially wear to sort of winter weddings, not necessarily winter weddings, but you know, I wanted something to keep me warm because I run really cold, and I wanted to make something that I could wear to, say, a wedding. And sometimes there's sort of standing around outside at weddings, or you know, being in a big barn or whatever, and it might not always be really toasty warm, and I didn't want to be sort of having to be wrapped up in a coat the whole time. So I thought, voila, a nice long sleeve dress could really do the trick to feel dressed up and nice but be warm. And I do have an autumn wedding coming up this year, and it feels really sad to talk about like special occasion dresses when so many brides and grooms have unfortunately had to postpone their weddings this year, and it must be just heartbreaking. And obviously it's the right thing to do and the best thing to do, and it means that hopefully they'll all have the most perfect day when their wedding day does come around. But yeah, just sending loads of love out to any brides and grooms who've had to postpone their day, because it's just, oh, it must be heartbreaking. But you know, even though we're all stuck at home right now, one day we will be allowed out again and we will be going to weddings and special occasions. I'll tell you a bit about the process of making it. So I did make some adjustments to the pattern to make it fit me the best. And what I did was I had to take in a pinch at the shoulders because I've got very square shoulders as opposed to sloping shoulders. I also did a 1-inch small bust adjustment. I raised the armhole by 1 inch to give me a better range of movement because I was a bit stuck like this before. And I also took it in at the top of the princess seam. So there's a princess seam that goes here, and sort of between like the top of my boob and the armhole there was just quite a bit of excess, so I had to like pinch that out and take that out. And I took the sleeves in a bit as well because the sleeves were quite big and baggy on me, and I shortened the sleeves a bit too. Apparently I have shorter arms than the pattern. And I also added this little bit of detail here. So this is literally just a band of, it's just navy blue cotton poplin, and I added it on here. Now this was really what I ummed and ahed about so much, so because I went to all the effort of making a toile that I'd partially done in the bodice fitting masterclass, but I made my toiled the skirt as well, had like a full toile going on. Then I could make, you know, any other final pattern adjustments to the pattern pieces, cut it out in the fabric, cut it out in the lining. I lined the whole thing completely in, just a lilac cotton lawn, just to pick out some of the purpley colours that are in the body of the fabric. And I did line the whole thing, like not just the bodice but the skirt and the sleeves, because this fabric is a little bit, it's not the softest on the inside, so I didn't want it really touching my skin. And that whole process was quite quick. But then I just had to decide what to do about any extra embellishment, and I was convinced that I wanted to add a little bit of extra because I was just conscious of this colour not necessarily being the best for me, and I wanted to make sure that I was bringing out some of the colours that are really good for me. So this, as you can see, it's got loads of different colours within the fabric. And I wanted to maybe pick out maybe some of the blues or the mauves, or there's like a dark sort of, well, not a dark red, there's like a peachy sort of red colour in there too, a bit of green even. And I thought, well, if I pull out one of those colours and add some accents to the dress, then it would really help to make the fabric suit me really well in terms of colours. And I ummed and ahed. I wasn't sure whether I wanted to add like a, hang on, let me try and show you. In fact, I've got some pictures to show you some of my thoughts, I'll put them in. But I knew I probably wanted to add some detail around the waist, because also to draw the eye line to like my waist. I wondered about adding like a panel down the middle. I wondered about adding a strip like around the hem, or even breaking up the hem and having a strip of fabric that would like break up the main body of the skirt, and then a final panel of the main fabric at the bottom. I thought about making the sleeves sort of short to my elbow and having some like ruffles around the sleeves, like little tiny ruffles, maybe some little tiny ruffles around the neckline. I played around with so many different ideas. I kind of you know, cut out strips of fabric, ruffled them up or pleated them up and like pinned them onto the dress to see how it looked like, and honestly I was just so indecisive. when I'm looking at fashion magazines and watching Project Runway or whatever, I do get really drawn to quite heavily embellished, overly detailed designs. So I love sort of when fabrics are mixed together and when there's lots of edging and detailing and fringing and whatever else. But I think I just was lacking in confidence with it a bit in my own decision making to figure out what I wanted to add to this dress, because the fabric is so busy as it is. I was conscious of adding the wrong embellishment and it just being too much, or throwing more at it because in the end it would all like blend in together anyway. It was really like difficult, but it was a fun process to try and work out what I wanted to do. And in the end, after all that, I actually ended up with just the most simple option ever, which is just a very simple band on the waistline. I decided not to add anything to the neckline, not to add anything to the hem of the sleeve or the hem of the skirt. In the end, I did decide it was just going to be too much. But who knows, if in a few months' time I decide actually I want to add ruffles here, there and everywhere. I thought maybe about having like ruffles attached to the hem of the skirt that would like stick out underneath, which I still kind of think might be quite nice. But I was also struggling with the fact that we are on lockdown, I can't go fabric shopping, and I wanted to be able to pick like the perfect shade of mauve or the perfect shade of teal to pick out the colours in this. And doing that online when you're being really fussy about colour is really difficult. Like, it took me so long to order that lilac lining fabric and this navy blue cotton poplin, because I was looking on every fabric shop I could think of, I just was looking for cotton lawn. The By Hand London pattern recommends lining it in cotton lawn. I wanted to stick with that because I think I've got lining fabrics a bit wrong in the past, so I wanted to stick to the instructions. Oh, it was so difficult to find anywhere that had a really good range of colours of cotton lawn, the right colours that I wanted anyway. So, but I did it, here we go. And I'm happy that I decided to do that waistband in navy blue, because I have some navy blue high-heeled shoes that I wear to weddings sometimes, and I have like a navy blue handbag, so I think that'll tie it all in together. Have some navy blue earrings. I'm quite like matchy-matchy with my colours. So I'm hoping that this will be a really fun dress to wear to some special occasions when we're finally all allowed out of our homes again. Yeah, but I'm pleased with it, and I'm pleased that I've pushed myself in terms of the fabric and gone out of my comfort zone, because I think I can be a bit safe with always sticking to navy blue and green and, you know, the colours that I know really suit me, but it's nice to go with something a little bit different. Overall, I'm really happy with this dress. I love the design of the By Hand London. Oh, I forgot about one one major change I did make to the dress, and that is that I love the skirt to the By Hand London Elise Selects dress. I love that it's got these big inverted pleats, 2 on the front, 2 on the back. But the original pattern is quite a tulip shaped skirt, and I wanted it to be more of a full skirt, so I did adjust the pattern to literally, instead of it tucking in, I just brought it straight down the sides of the skirt instead of curving in. So that means that mine is a little more of a full skirt than the normal Elise Selects dress skirt. So there you have it. Those are the 2 things that I have made recently. I've been so restrained when it's come to like isolation sewing, isolation buying and stockpiling fabrics. I have made 1 pattern purchase and 1 fabric purchase so far since we've been in COVID-19 related, you know, lockdown. And I think I've been, yeah, very restrained, but I do have my eye on a couple of other things, so who knows, this weekend I might crack and end up ordering a couple more things. I've got my eye on the Elise Select, no not Elise, the By Hand London Eloise dress, and I kind of wanted to see if I can find some fabric online that I would like to make that in and maybe order those 2 things. But yeah, stay tuned. If I do order a few more things, I might do like a little mini haul just to show you some of the fabrics and patterns that I've bought. Anyway, thank you ever so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more of my videos. I will leave the link to my Instagram in the description box down below, as my makes often end up on my Instagram a little bit ahead of when they end up on YouTube, so if you'd like to go and check out my Instagram page, please do. And yeah, I hope you are all coping as well as possible in this crazy, crazy time we're in. I hope you and your families are all staying at home and staying safe, and yeah, see you all in my next video. Bye!